here from Edward Lee's Imports, and this is Fluffy, the sales manager, my trusty assistant. This is a story about one of my favourite cars, the Nissan Skyline GTST. This one, maybe it's one of the last hurrahs. These are getting hard to buy. This is the little brother of the GTR. It's the GTT, single turbo, rear wheel drive. This is actually better than a GTR. If you want to buy an R34 GTR now, they've gone absolutely stupid. They cost more than Lamborghinis and Ferraris. You can squeeze heaps of power out of these RB25s, and they get a little bit tail happy, which to me, this is fun in a box. My favorite story about a GTST was in the 90s. I'd finished uni, I'd got a job, I got sacked from my job. I didn't know what I was going to do with my career, and I'd been moping around home for several months. My dear old dad and my mum thought they'd cheer me up, so Dad brought home a maroon coloured Nissan Skyline R34 GTST coupe, manual, turbo, and said, son, let's go for a drive to cheer you up. So I jumped in the car with Mum and Dad. I was driving, Mum was in the back seat, and we went for a mad hoon down the old putty road. One of my fondest memories of the R34 GTST, and this is the newer version, the R34, because it's a very special car, and I'll give you a couple of things about it that make it really special. Number one is the colour. This is just a very special colour, Bayside blue. Number two, it's just done a very low mileage, and it's a completely stock car, and it's got this special Nismo body kit, the front bar, the skirts, the rear bar, the GTR rear wing. Just makes a very special car. And the reason I like these so much, it's not as aggressive as a GTR, but it's a lot more fun to drive on the streets. This has got rear wheel drive. To me, this is like a big brother of an S15. But nicer, because it's got the torquey 6-cylinder straight 6 2.5 litre motor with just heaps of torque, and it just pulls from low revs. To me, that's a nicer motor than what you get in a little S15 or a 180SX. Guess I'm validated, because now you see all these young blokes, they're putting the 6-cylinder turbo Nissan engines into their little S13s, S14s, S15s. They're putting the 6 cylinders in it, but essentially that's what this car is. It's an absolute ball of fun to drive. It hasn't got the rock hard suspension. Just a nice responsive car around town. It's the sort of thing that you can drive it every day. It's fun, it's collectible, and this is a relative bargain now. If this car was a GTR R34, the price is just absolutely nuts. They cost more than Lamborghinis or Ferraris. So I think this little GTST, or GTT as they call this one, is a bit of a relative bargain at the moment. So it's a nice one to have in the collection. A lot of fun to drive.